Welcome, one and all, to the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast, folks. I am your King of Extreme, the man of the hour, the man with the power, the man that makes the other podcast cower, the prince and potentate of the political parlance, the lord of the Scottish Highlands, and your future Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast champion, Phil K.O.E. here at the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast on YouTube and Spotify, folks. Be sure to like, share, subscribe on YouTube. Be sure to follow on Spotify. Be sure to find me, KOE Nation, YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok to find all of your KOE content of me, Phil K.O.E. You folks are in for a treat this evening, folks. We are going to get into all of the previews, the predictions of Clash at the Castle, the first UK pay-per-view in decades. And this evening, I am joined by my indomitable broadcast partners, the one, the only,
Tony fucking G, the non-COPPA friendly, the quadruple distilled and non-chill filtered 13-time Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast champion, soon to be a 14-time champion. And yes, one Justin Chris of the Yanked Up Podcast does have this 100% spot on. Let's go, Tony G has this. But we're also joined by our one and only reigning, defending, mostly undisputed Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast champion.
Absolutely undisputed. I am your Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast champion, the people's champ, if you will, your big bucking emperor, your WrestleMania champion, your Royal Rumble champion, your 2020 COVID miracle champion, your 2021.
COVID is basically just written your entire
in
run.
2021, I just kind of like ran the whole year, and you know what? Here we are in 2022, and now we have the battle between Tony G and the people's champ to who's going to dominate 2022, because well, let's be honest, Phil had it for like a month. Maybe
months being generous. Let's not stroke his ego more than we need.
This weekend is an exciting weekend, folks. We got Clash at the Castle, and then we put it up again. No matter who wins at Clash at the Castle, it doesn't matter because we put it up again for AEW.
It matters.
Hey, like, Tony, you realize if you win it tomorrow,
I win both of them, it's going to be fantastic because you guys are going to hate me even more.
This is also a chance to overcome the shortest reign in RWP history, which was 3 days, which Tony held the belt for a whole 3 days.
No, the shortest reign was, I believe, 24 full hours because it was a pay-per-view on a Saturday and a pay-per-view on a Sunday. So I did go a full 24 hours. Now, this would be
champ.
Noonish on Saturday, Central Standard Time, until 6 or 7 p.m. on Sunday. So we are talking, it would be slightly longer, I think, than the shortest reign, which was mine. And also I have the longest reign and I have the most reigns. That's why I am the GOAT. And that's why we're here to celebrate me mostly regaining the belt for the 14th time. And it's not about quality. It's not about quantity. It's about me, Tony fucking G. And we're going to talk about WWE
King of
Clash
Losers.
at the Castle. What's that? Losers say what?
Well, you've lost more than anybody, so you would know.
Yeah,
you'd have to win it. You'd have to win it, Phil.
Oh, I've won it
you
plenty
can't seem
of times
to do this year, but that's
you don't
fine.
need to
that's
worry about it.
Nor there.
I've won it more than you have this year.
Tony has exactly. Steven gets it. He gets it. You've won it more than me this year, really, Phil? You have?
Yes,
I don't think that's true.
I don't think that's true.
I've won it twice this year, and Tony's only had it once.
I don't think that's true. And actually,
folks,
I would challenge anybody out there in RWP fandom to go ahead and take a look and click on any of the videos from 2022 and tell me whose face you see.
I'm pretty sure I've held it for at least half of the year so far. So
your cousin Sticky has been feeding you results this entire time, but now Chicken is at a huge disadvantage. This time, cousin Sticky was stuck in an emergency meeting. Basically, he was going to find out if he was he was going to find out if he's getting released or not.
These are untested times, folks. We do have an overseas pay-per-view coming down the pike in 36 short hours. We have WWE Clash at the Castle, a UK pay-per-view stemming from Wales. Now, this is big. Wrestling is still, believe it or not, massively popular. When any wrestling promotion takes tour and sets sail and goes across the pond to the UK, the fans come out in droves. So one promise I can make to you right here, right now, is this will be one of the hottest crowds you will see, not only on a WWE pay-per-view, but any pay-per-view or premium live event this year. I guarantee you this crowd's going to be hot, it's going to be fun, and it's going to feel like it has a different energy. So I am actually excited in that regard, regardless of the rest of the show.
I was about to say the only crowd that I could think of that was going to be more like if they went to Toronto at some point this year.
I would
Toronto's
argue that Wales can rival Toronto because they make more appearances in Toronto than they do Wales.
True, but it's just one of those weird things about Toronto. It's like the crowd are just wildly into everything you fucking do. It's a great place to perform.
They were just in Toronto, I believe, for Raw here a few weeks ago, a couple weeks ago. Yeah, Edge even wore the fucking tights. The Maple Leaf tights.
And I'm sure the fucking crowd there ate it up.
Yeah. Breakfast. They were on fire for 3 straight hours, which is pretty impressive for a Raw show.
Yeah.
So
let's see if we can recreate that across the Atlantic.
We've got it's a 6-match card. I don't expect this one to be more than like a 3-hour show. Hopefully we don't stretch this thing out. It is right in the middle of the day for those of us stateside.
6-match card. 3 hours long with Triple H in charge. Ooh, one of these motherfuckers might be going on for 45 minutes.
So before we get into the matches and the predictions, as we know, Chicken is the champ. In the event of a tie, he will retain regardless. Now, between Phil and myself, we have to come up with a tiebreaker, which we did finally just decide before we went live.
It took like 3 or 4 tries. We did rock, paper, scissors like 6 times, and we each hit rock the same time.
So what we decided, I proposed to them, how involved will Tyson Fury get? So what we decided is, will Tyson Fury enter the ring and get involved, or is he just going to stay on the sidelines and just do a cameo appearance out in the audience, or how deep is it going to go? So you fellas, what are your thoughts? What are you picking? Is he going to get in the ring and do something, promo, fight, touch anybody, or is he just going to sit on the sidelines?
Yeah, I was under the impression is Tyson Fury going to punch somebody or not? And I went with no punch. He's not going to punch anybody. He's not going to get physical with anybody.
No physical.
What's that?
Okay.
So I don't think he's going to do any of that. He's going to wait for that sweet, sweet Saudi money. You know what they're paying per punch?
Tyson Fury's retired from boxing multiple times, and that doesn't matter. He has done matches with the WWE in the past, and this is just another opportunity to set up another angle to do something like that for one of those sweet Saudi paydays. So, yeah, absolutely. He's going to get – if he's there – why waste the appearance by having him go, ooh, I'm in the crowd? Nah, fuck that. They'll have him jump the barrier or something. It's not going to be in the middle of a match. He's not going to cost somebody a belt or anything. But, yeah, he can set up a feud or a potential match down the line in Saudi Arabia. He'll deck somebody because that's what he does. He's one of the best boxers. So to have him there, get involved and just do a stare down or just stay in the crowd, no, fuck that. Have him go out and punch somebody.
Yep.
But this point specifically only counts in the event of a tie between myself and one Phil KOE. So
now, my opinion in this matter does not count to any points, but I'm going to tell you what I think is going to happen. I think because of what him and Drew's past has been,
there's that.
I think this is going to tie in to the main event. And I don't know if he'll get involved or cost a belt like you said, but right. I think there might be a distraction, whether he is inside the barrier or outside the barrier. I think Drew's going to see him, and I think there's going to be some eye contact, and there's going to be some drama that plays out, because down the road there's a lot that you can build storyline with just the smallest of reactions like that. Whether he comes in the ring, anything happens after a match or before a match, whatever, that's to be determined. That's for you guys to win your point on if you do get a tie. But I do think there is gonna be some Tyson Fury fuckery at some point.
Yeah, I gotta
Now,
say,
I just realized, well, we are in the UK, and what I might have fucked up is, what
the
if
crowd's
like
gonna
Drew
love him
McIntyre
and Drew
gets on the mic and goes, "You fucking squallywog," or some other like thing that makes no sense to us. It's like, "Let me tell you something, you leafling multi-spicing." It's like, what did he call him? And like Tyson Fury is like just trying to get over the, you fucking white bastard. Like, you're like, what the?
and everybody in Wales is like, we're all in Europe, yay!
Oh my god, he called him a squallywog, and like everyone.
Realistically speaking, if we're talking about physical involvement with somebody that he would have a prior with, he's had matches with Braun Strowman, who supposedly has signed a deal back to and will come back very, very soon. As soon as Raw, he's probably not going to show up at this show because the ink's probably not dry in that contract.
Yeah,
he'll probably be on Raw if it's going to be that quick. So that's not important. He does have some history there. He does have a history with Drew McIntyre in terms of angry tweets, mean tweets, and such. Yep. So you could see that if Drew comes up short or Drew ends up getting screwed, why not? Yeah. Why not have him be the impetus of that?
Be a distraction from the side. Yeah.
Hell, cost him the match.
Never physically get involved. Just stand there.
Match at some point. Why not? Because that sets up that stupid Saudi match that nobody would actually want to see, except for the 5 people on Twitter who got goaded into enjoying it and
spend $20 million on it, whatever.
Yeah, no, I would not give 2 shits about a Drew McIntyre Tyson Fury match, but yeah, I could 1,000,000,000% see them setting up that match because Drew is a big, imposing, scary looking motherfucker, and so is Tyson Fury. So that's why they had him against Braun Strowman to begin with. You kind of have to play the size game with this guy. He's a big dude, but that is a tiebreaker point. And that does
they're not going to put him in there with Johnny Sameface?
Yeah, I don't know. I actually think I'd rather watch Johnny Gargano and Tyson Fury have a match. That would actually be entertaining.
No, what you would watch is Johnny Gargano have a match around Tyson Fury. Like it would just kind of like he would knock himself over all night. It would be pretty fun to watch.
That is true. So let's get into the actual card. Now, this is only a 6-match card. I don't have a ton of insight to any of these matches. I'll be frank because I think it's pretty cut and dry.
More going to be added after this show, probably.
If more get added, we will sort these things out amongst ourselves and amend them as necessary. But this, to me, is a pretty cut and dry show. It's not a house show in the desert, but at the same time, this is not SummerSlam. It's not WrestleMania. It's a payoff to the UK fans who've been waiting and striving for this thing. So we're starting off our predictions with, honestly, I wish I could get more excited about this match because the people involved individually, I love all these guys. I do. But I feel it's a total fucking waste. And I'm talking about the pairing of Rey Mysterio babyface and Edge reborn as a babyface, taking up his former stable, Judgment Day, now led by Finn Balor and Damian Priest, his former protege. Yeah, this should not have that snooze factor to it, but for me, it does. Now,
Finn Balor, I'm sorry, Tony. Finn Balor has had the snooze factor since Worlds Collide 2020 in Houston, Texas. I'm sorry. I don't mean to say it like that, but I'm going to say it like that. Finn Balor had lightning in a bottle, and they said, hey, why don't I trade the demon for Smile Balor? And then it was all kind of downhill from there. So here's what I think
Phil's alluding to is we got to the arena late and missed that match and weren't that upset about it.
Didn't give 2 shits of a flying fuck. Oh, that's
nope, there was better stuff on the card, including a Tony Storm match. So there you go.
It was a great card. Don't get me wrong.
Had nothing to do with the Tony Storm's tights, I swear. This match in particular, but the thing you got to remember with this match, and this is not going to persuade my vote at all, which I already have all my picks stored on my phone, so that's not going to matter. You've got to take into consideration the other people involved in this match that are not in the ring. One, Rhea Ripley with Judgment Day, and Dominic Mysterio with Rey and Edge, obviously. So I will give it the floor to you two.
Well, I think much like a couple of weeks ago, Dominic Mysterio is going to try to find some way between Rhea Ripley's thighs, like he was a couple of weeks ago. In
And
the
why
corner there.
wouldn't he?
Well, I mean, let's be frank. He's red-blooded. Of course he would. But
Absolutely.
I've got a bit of a different take on this because everybody's expecting Dominic to turn on Ray and then join the Judgment Day. That's what everybody thinks is going to happen. That's what it's been leading to that, and it's the expected change. I think they're going to actually go the opposite fucking way on it. I think Ray is going to turn on Dominic in front of everybody here at Clash. Even Edge is going to be like, what the fuck are you doing? And that's going to cost Edge the match. And that allows his feud with the Judgment Day to keep going. Because, well, you just got me in a roll-up schoolboy while there was a family feud going on at ringside. And you're going to see Dominic Mysterio get turned on by Rey Mysterio. And Rey's reasoning, which will be on Raw or SmackDown, guess what? You're my son. You're my blood. But you didn't have to make the sacrifices I did. Everything was handed to you. You didn't have to make the sacrifices. You didn't have to eat the injuries. You didn't have to take the mockery. You didn't have to take the beatdowns that I did. And yet here you are, WWE, the big top circus, and you did it off my name. Well, guess what, son? Today, your real education starts now.
Now, I will say this would make it much, 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 much more interesting. And while I'm not a huge fan of like the father-son dynamic leading up to a big match, for this one, I think it would work because Ray versus Dominic Mysterio at like a WrestleMania for the mask, that would be huge. Versus Ray's retirement. That's the way that makes any lick of sense. Like AEW just did the father-son match on fucking Dynamite with Austin Gunn and Billy Gunn, and it was awkward and weird, and there was no actual implications behind it. But if you can build something, especially as important as the lineage with the Mysterio family, like that could be something. And I think this would be a much more interesting angle with it. Chicken, go ahead.
So, did you guys actually pick a winner in this match?
Phil, go ahead.
Because of the chicanery and skullduggery, I'm giving it to Judgment Day.
Okay.
I also actually have Judgment Day on this one because I just for the sole reason that this to me is a throwaway match and Judgment Day is a throwaway faction at this point now that you've ripped Edge and replaced him with Balor. So to make them feel almost important, they're going to give this win to Judgment Day so that Edge can win eventually somewhere.
Well, you see, Tony, Judgment Day is a much more comprehensive tag team. They've been together for like almost months, while Ray and Edge have been together for like
it's been longer than that, unfortunately.
Like this whole feud is dumb if something doesn't happen. Whether you think it's Ray or Dominic, if they don't do something with one of those two and flip one of them, this has been an entire fucking waste of time and a waste of talent and a waste of what could have been a really cool, fun faction in. Like this is so.
Balor's not a vet. Why is he leading this? This makes no sense.
Damian Priest isn't that great as a he's not a leader of this. Neither is this whole thing just sucks.
I believe Rhea Ripley as the leader of that group before anyone else in that group.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
Like you'd believe she would make them fall the fucking line.
Yeah, she has a presence.
No, we all agree. We all agree on that.
And she's easy on the eyes too.
Oh, you got Judgment Day as well? All right, that's fair.
I do.
No, and that's the thing. Like Rhea Ripley has a presence and she feels like she's important. Even
and she's the X factor in this feud.
Yeah.
And she's the one that actually is selling anything in this feud.
Yeah.
The others are just doing like
they're there.
Like like monkey hit people over head shit. She's like playing mind games. She's having more fun with it. You know, Edge
Ray's
has
collecting
a little
check. We all know that.
Yeah,
Edge was the grizzled vet teaching the underlings.
Yeah.
Once you replace him with Balor, it's like they're kind of on equal footing and they have no direction now.
The dynamic is just
so exactly. The dynamic is shot. The dynamic means nothing, and we know now, unfortunately, that original plans were consisting of Judgment Day to become some paranormal, unearthly entity, weirdo,
which
fucking
they could have
lightning.
Still had fun with. They could have still done
they
that.
Were going to make them
still been good. It could have been good though.
It wouldn't have been good, but it could have been okay.
It would have been better than what they're doing right now.
With Edge still at the helm, even if they were supernatural, it would have been better. But it would have been good. But then Vince retired, and then Cody Rhodes got injured, or vice versa. You swap those two things around. Cody got injured. They needed a baby face. Edge was the guy. Vince retired. The supernatural
I can't believe
element.
We spent like 20 minutes talking about this fucking.
No, you're right. We do need to move on. Unfortunately, this is going to be a good match. Honestly, this is a sleeper match because look at the people involved.
Yeah.
Seriously. Yeah. And if this doesn't open the show, I'll be shocked.
The storyline sucks.
Sleeper match. But enough about Finn. Oh, wait. Sorry.
Let's move on.
The problem is he used to be such a real entertaining guy. But
exactly.
All right. Now, this one. Now, who do you have and why is it? And why is it Walter? No, fuck you. I'm not going to call him his stupid other name because he's
then I guess Phil's going to sacrifice a point.
No, he's probably going to get his name back in a week or two. So
Phil, say it. Phil, say it.
No, I won't.
If you want me to count it as a point, you'll say it. There you go.
God damn it. So stupid. But no, he's going to be Walter again in a few weeks. Don't worry about it, folks. But now I'm curious, who do you guys have and why is it Walter?
It's Gunther, unfortunately.
Gunther's actually making the Intercontinental title like seem like it means something again. I don't see taking it off of him. Like this, it'd be dumb to take it off of him because like he's doing well with it. Keep it there. The Sheamus feud has been good. It creates more hype to this belt, and Sheamus wanting to become he wants to become Grand Slam by winning this belt. Like him not getting the Grand Slam continues the feud a little bit longer, so you can keep. Like we've had belts that didn't matter for a long goddamn time.
Yeah,
like
this is how you build it back up. Yeah, this is how you build it back up. Keep Sheamus on the hunt for this thing until he gets it. Like it'll be great when he does at WrestleMania.
Don't get me wrong. I love Shinsuke Nakamura. I love Sami Zayn. I even think Apollo Crews' run was misunderstood. But like putting the belt on those three motherfuckers just like to the entire fucking credibility of the title, and now we've actually got somebody you could believe could actually fucking whip you. It's like Jim Cornette said about Nakamura. It's like he looks like Japanese Sabu, where he's just like he looks like he's barely holding himself together. He has several injuries that are hurting, and you could very easily injure him by just hitting him the wrong way. And he just that's kind of how he just looks when he comes down to the ring, and I can't help but agree with that analysis.
There was an easy way to
let's make him champion.
There was an easy way to avoid all that, Phil. You know what it was? It was don't make the
put it on AJ Styles. Yes.
No, don't make the belt look like that we're looking at in this picture right now. Don't make it look like a fucking Subaru hubcap. Don't do that, and maybe I'd give a fuck.
The Intercontinental title looks
make it look something more like this one here. Like
no,
yes.
Guys.
Yes.
It should look exactly like that, actually. But no, like I'm gonna be honest with you. You know what the Intercontinental title looks like to me? Imagine like some like Mexican drug cartel member that's also really, really into like rodeo and like horse competition, where they give you like the nice big buckle. Yeah, that's the kind of customized buckle he would buy for himself with his cartel money.
The Intercontinental title to me It's always been one of my favorite titles in professional wrestling, regardless of promotion, because I remember the days of Kurt Hennig, Bret Hart, Roddy Piper, Ultimate Warrior to a lesser extent now. But I'm talking about a time when like this thing was regarded as basically the shadow to the actual heavyweight championship world title.
How many people were intercontinental champions when they won the world title?
There are
It was
good
like
handful.
It was
it
like
is
a
a legitimate
stepping
list.
stone for a lot of people to
It was
break into the top.
But once they adapted the Intercontinental on one show and the U.S. title on the other show, and then both titles on one show, it just became another title, and it didn't matter. And actually, believe it or not, The Miz, of all people, was one of the people that brought it back out of the depths of fucking irrelevancy.
It's true.
And he actually made it feel something, and then they made the belt look like
The Miz did something beneficial for wrestling.
He made that belt feel
really
special.
Did.
He really truly did.
He put 350% into making that belt seem like it was actually something.
And then they put it on random people and made it look like this, and it looks like shit, and it's meant shit. So I love Walter / Gunther. I think and the fact that this guy has been able to go from imposing as a guy who was slightly overweight to a guy who is shit ripped and still just as fucking imposing. Pretty goddamn impressive. And being able to sustain one of those main roster move ups and a name change all at the same time, like this guy is special, and we've known that for years. And there is the connection to him and Tyler Bate, Pete Dunne. Now fucking jack off Irish guy in Sheamus's crew, whatever.
That's right.
Doesn't matter.
What Butch? There we go.
Thank
Butch.
You. So there is that
watched
connection.
One episode of the Peaky Blinders, and this poor fuck now has to be Butch for the next 3 years.
This could be a good match. I don't expect it to go long. Honestly, I'm hoping for a Gunther squash. But yeah, it's going to be Gunther. And I think all three of us are
it's going to be a chop fest.
I'm mixing my drinks with Elijah 18 tonight, by the way, folks.
I'm sorry.
Wow, that's bold. Elijah Craig, 18-year. Mixer.
Drink mixer. Yeah, because it's
I'll
it's
notice you had that bottle for a while, and that's all you've taken from it.
Yep. I had this bottle for a year.
Now, actually, folks, I'm never above shameless self-promotion. Over at KOE Nation on YouTube, you can actually see the bourbon tournament. The Splendor Bracket video just dropped where it was Elijah Craig 18 versus Kentucky Spirit Wild Turkey versus Old Forester Statesman. And what was the last marvelous? Oh, yes, Four Roses single barrels or small batch select.
Yep.
So you can see which one wins that little matchup over at KOE Nation on YouTube. It's really something.
But here on the RWP, we're moving on.
Let's get to the next match. This match is not intriguing at all. Let's get to the next one.
So this one, actually, they've been doing a better job of promoting. This is Seth freaking Rollins versus, don't you dare only call him Riddle. He is once again Matt Riddle. So
I never stopped.
He's gotten a name. Matt Riddle has gotten his first name back, and this feud's been more of a blood feud, and they have actually promoted this one to the point where
pretty goddamn well, actually.
I actually do want to see this one now because Matt Riddle, like him or not, his character work, whatever. He's an athlete. He is an athlete through and through, and he's unique enough to make his matches good. Seth Rollins is dedicated to whatever role you give him, and he's always been a great wrestler. So this is going to be a fantastic match, and I feel like this is, if it's not the blow-off, this is the last step to the blow-off of this feud. So this one actually could be really, really good. And I am looking forward to this one. As much as I've not liked it up until this point, until Triple H took over of creative, I do care about it now. I am looking forward to it. And this one could be a show stealer. Gentlemen.
I'll let you go
this
first,
one,
Chicken.
This one I'm excuse me. This one I'm really torn on. Because one, I see the direction that they're trying to go. We're trying to get Riddle. We're trying to get Riddle to the next level. and that's what Rollins' job is these days, is to get people over and put them to the next level by doing 3-time matches to where he loses twice but like really fucks things up one time and like
Right.
throws it in people's faces and fucks with them. Like, one, as a wrestling fan, I hate that that's what Rollins is today.
Yep.
I hope that changes. I don't think it's going to change through this because I still think they want to put Riddle over. So I don't know in a 3-match series where this one's going to fall. Is this going to be one where Riddle comes out on top and looks like a baby face and then he gets smashed back down and then wins the third one? Or is Rollins going to embarrass him so he can come back for a revenge match and then they have a squash match? Like that's where my mind is on this one. I'm torn. I fucking hate the direction of this because it's so Vince McMahon. It's so fucking overplayed. It's so overdone. We all know Riddle's going to come out ahead. It's just, okay, like, which match is this?
Yeah.
And I hate that they keep doing this to Rollins. So whatever. We know where this is going. I'm gonna say, just like, I'll be bold. I'm going to say Rollins. I want Rollins to win this one. It's not a want. I think he needs to. He's lost all these feuds. Like his last 2-3 feuds, he's lost. He's lost them all. So he's got to come out looking strong. He's got to come out ahead. The only thing that puts me behind on this one is he did that little interview where they like kind of made it look like they didn't know that they were on camera. I don't know if you watched it this last week.
Yeah.
Called out Riddle's wife and kid and them leaving. Normally, I would look at as Rollins like getting an up on the week prior, so he should get it down in the pay-per-view. But I'm hoping we see an opposite. So I'm taking a bold move here. I'm picking Seth Rollins to win.
Okay, Tony, who you got?
Mine's already been picked. Go ahead.
Oh, who'd you pick?
What, you don't believe me? Fine, whatever. I'll go. I mirror a lot of what Chicken's saying. It is. It depends on which stepping stone is this. Is this the blow off, like I said, or is this just the tip right before the blow off? I think this is the tip. I think they're gonna have one more. So I think for that reason alone, it's going to be Seth Rollins. Like you said, he's lost a lot of matches. Like, he lost 3 straight to Cody. And I'm sorry. I know people now looking back, looking at the legitimacy of the Cody Rhodes injury. I questioned it at the time. But the fact that he won those 3 straight and then somehow managed to beat Seth Rollins inside Hell in a Cell with a gruesome fucking injury made Seth look like a goddamn joke. I still maintain to this day Cody should have lost that match, and then they could have done that fucking 4th match, because golly, he just came up just short. Even with that, you could have
got away with that. The fans would have forgiven you,
and everybody would have accepted that. There was no reason Cody had to win that match. No belt was on the line. He went away for months.
I think you
guts and tenacity, Tony. Guts and tenacity.
Yank fucking
the intestinal fortitude.
He could have come just
Cody
short
in that match and put him.
No, I'm sorry. Cody put himself over as tough as fucking nails for the next 20 years,
and he could have lost, and that still would have existed. He didn't have to win that match.
So you guys both...
I guarantee, and I will argue. We can have a whole fucking hour-long arguing about that, but we're not talking about that match.
You mean the match of the year? Okay.
It's not the fuck you. This is going to be Rollins because he does need a bit of a win, and this is not the blow-off.
Okay. All right. Now I'm about to explain to you both why you were both absolutely wrong.
Glad to hear
Seth Rollins, whether you want to admit it or not, is basically this era's X-Pac. X-Pac was the guy that you could put in the ring with anybody and he could get a great match. Yes, Phil Cawy, the Triple Crown champion, RWP champion, RXW champion, WCC champion, the only person to hold all 3 belts in all human history, the greatest wrestler in all human history, the greatest podcaster in all human history, right here, Phil KOE. You are absolutely correct. But anyways, back to my brilliant analysis. Seth Rollins, much like X-Pac, could have, well, yes, you're the current champion, but have you held all three, sir? I'm the only person in history. So,
I can buy a belt too, Phil.
I'm a
big
quadruple
details.
count because I had the hardcore championship and tag team champion RSW and the All
details. But quadruple is not triple crown, though, sir. So anyway,
quadruple crown.
So we've got
Or
Seth Rollins.
Still, like me.
That's right.
I hate how much I love that. Now, actually, you should keep it to triple distilled because Irish whiskey's triple distilled. Quadruple distilled is vodka.
Better.
Anyway,
Okay.
Phil, what's your pick, sir? Jesus.
So, anyways, Seth Rollins, he's kind of like that X-Pac in that he can have a great match with anybody, but if he loses, it don't really matter. To be frank,
I don't know that I'm ready to relegate Rollins to X-Pac duty.
Rollins has been relegated to X-Pac duty since like 2017, Tony. I wasn't me who did it. Okay.
Oh my God.
He's got to hold a fucking few world titles in a pinch. In a pinch, they gave him a belt a few times and they had everybody else out.
Name me one time X-Pac beat fucking Stone Cold at WrestleMania.
Now, name how many times X-Pac had a great, decent, reasonable, serviceable match with Stone Cold.
Name me one time X-Pac held a world title, Phil.
Because Stone Cold knows he could get in and out of that ring in the same shape he got in.
Hold a world title ever.
Tony, you know as well as I do, your place on the card is not necessarily a reflection of skill set.
The European title was the fucking plateau.
Why was X-Pac?
Thank you.
Chris Jericho's first opponent because that's how they fucking figure out whether you're going to fit in with their style or not. So anyways,
that's fine.
On to my point that I'm about. Hang on. Whoa. I'm not done yet. I'm not even done yet. Bring it back down. Bring it back down. Bring it back down. I'm not even done yet. I have not made my pick.
You picked Riddle.
No, I haven't. I have not made my pick yet.
At the fucking height, you said we were wrong.
Down.
Pick.
All right.
Go back the
They
feed.
just gave the kid. They just gave the kid his name back. He has just been rechristened Matt Riddle. There is no fucking way they are fucking giving this kid a loss right after they rebranded him. Matt Riddle wins 100%.
Yeah, that's why Austin Theory has a match on the show and won't be made to look like a douchebag.
Okay, next match.
Thanks. Glad we established
Matt Riddle.
You're losing
For that
a point
reason,
there,
Matt
Phil.
Riddle
Thanks.
is Phil's pick. Okay, got it.
Yep. Okay, great. Phil's a point behind. Anywho, so we've got a 6-woman tag match. We've got Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, and Asuka taking on the Bailey Buddies, which is, I'm sorry, that's what we're just going to fucking call them.
Okay.
Dakota Kai, Io Sky, and Bailey.
I'll do Bailey Buddies for 1,000, please, because what the fuck was the point of doing this big grand entrance at the last pay-per-view if these guys aren't going to start fucking winning anything? So they better fucking pick up a win on here. I don't care if it's fuckery or if it's legit. It doesn't matter. They have to win. They haven't been winning. They have to win. If you're gonna like do this big re-entrance and not have any winners come of it, like what was the point? So yeah, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, Phil, go ahead.
Y'all have the Bailey Buddies. You're both taking Bailey Buddies.
I didn't pick yet, Phil. Go ahead.
Oh God, Bianca
this is
the hard time.
Standing tall last week. So yeah, it's math works out too. So
I just don't think they bury all that star power at such a big show like this. I think I'm gonna go with Bianca, Team Bianca. Sorry, I like Asuka's back. I mean, like
I feel good about my chances of retaining
Alexa Bliss. That's a lot of star power there to bury when you could just have them all stand tall.
They've been burying Alexa Bliss for like 2.5 years now, Phil. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, that was the thing, but they're trying to rehabilitate her.
Like which of these girls on your side that you're picking has not been fucked over in the last year and a half?
Yeah.
I'd say Bianca the least.
SummerSlam a year ago.
Bianca got
in 7
embarrassed by
seconds.
the man more than
Yeah.
That's why I said
anything.
the
That was-
least. The least.
I
And
thought it was
Asuka
the
was out on
most.
injury. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah. Here's
so that's
my
the same thing with Bailey. They're both
I
actually
can't
kind of
see your
dropping it
phone.
somewhat at the same time.
Tony is going full on. Same thought as me.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going with the Bailey buddies on this one because, yeah, like you said, this has to make sense. Why put this faction together and then put the faction in a match against random fucking people?
And mind you, this is Triple
Unless
H's
they're going to
first
win this
big
match.
comeback group. Like these are the first people that re-entered under the Triple H era.
This is exactly. Here this is why the
Well, I was gonna
Bailey
say, like
buddy
in tag team matches, you can get away with shit. You can beat your champion in a tag team match, but even then, I don't like the idea of burying all this talent.
No, I don't either.
If
but
anybody
here's the
does
thing.
eat the pin here, it's gonna
Phil.
be, it's gonna
Alexa.
good.
Yeah, no, you're right. It will be. But here's the thing.
It'll be
This
Alexa
is-
Bliss that eats
this-
the pin if it's on her team.
It will be, and it's unfortunate because she, in my opinion, was probably the most impressive and successful champion out of all these women. But that's neither here nor there.
No, Asuka was fucking awesome.
Sure, she was, Phil. Go ahead and look at the body of work. Now, here's how this works.
It was Ellsworthy.
The Bailey buddies win this match, and that sets up the Bailey versus Bianca match, which Bianca will win. So this is WWE. The math computes. Tell me I'm wrong, Phil.
Even
The
under
math
Triple H, that
computes,
makes
but we're
sense.
under a new era now, and I think Star Power might take the day here. That's why I'm taking
And
this.
Yeah.
you don't think Triple
All right.
H considers
I could be
Bayley
wrong,
and
but we
Bianca
will
both
see.
stars?
Hey, we
Tony,
don't have to- we
when
don't have to
has
argue
wrestling
about it.
ever swerved us before?
Tony, stop
Over the
trying
last
to-
2 years, so many
Tony,
times, bro. So many
Stop
times.
trying to get him to change his picks. We already got him buried.
Oh, he won't change it on
Sure you do.
principle. That's fine.
All right.
Sure you do.
Next
God,
match.
you're
Let-
like you guys are gonna be pissed if I actually win this bitch now.
Oh, you won't. Don't worry. This one's gonna suck.
Yes.
Liv
Oh
Morgan
my god, this
versus
is gonna.
fucking Shayna Baszler. Like, if you thought Ronda versus Liv was bad, oh boy, buckle the fuck in. This will be the lead into the main event because they got to have a cool down, and this is it, folks. This is gonna
The
suck.
bathroom break.
This is gonna
This is-
suck so
This is gonna be a
fucking
7-minute
hard.
bathroom break.
This may be
But-
the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast Wrestle Shit match of the year.
year.
I have zero
No.
fucking hope for Liv pulling this out. Even the most hardcore of her fans are like, okay, maybe we were wrong about her being talented. She's
Okay.
not doing well.
I'm gonna reserve my pick for last here, but I'm gonna tell you what I
I'll go
like.
first.
I'm gonna give you some thoughts, and then I'll give my
Okay.
pick after you guys go through.
Go ahead.
The future of this title is got Ronda potentially in there. It's got several other names potentially in there. But like, who do you want to see against Ronda? Do you want to see Liv and Ronda again? Because that was terrible.
God, no.
Or Shayna Baszler and Ronda. That kind of sounds good.
I would love to see that.
And Shayna Baszler's kind of been put on the back burner for so goddamn long.
Basically, since
Why?
2020 Elimination Chamber.
Yeah. So it's like
Yep.
there's so many reasons to change the title, but at the same time, they're trying to book Liv as somebody that is a legitimate champion. So it's like, do you continue booking her as a legit champ and let her keep getting over and getting a legitimate win over Shayna Baszler would be amazing for her title run. But storyline wise, does it make sense? It would look good for her on her stats down the road, whoever she faces. You know, we got Charlotte to think about down the road. There's all kinds of things to think about down the road. All kinds of names you can throw in there, whether they're SmackDown or Raw, and all the changes that you could make. But Jesus fucking Christ, right now, it's like, do you put your champion up and make him look good, or do you just go, yeah, she probably never should have got the title in the first place?
Yeah, it's kind of how committed to Liv Morgan are we at this point?
Or maybe it's how committed is Liv Morgan to the company at this point?
Oh,
Or
she's
was it-
committed. She is
or
committed.
was-
I'll give her
or
that.
This sounds like a relationship that's on the way out. How committed are you to this relationship, or how committed am I to you? Like this is how it's sounding right now.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like a shitty girlfriend you're getting ready to break up with.
Was she a Vince commitment, or is she?
No, Vince didn't believe in her at all. Like he saddled her with a bunch of really bad stuff until like right there at the very end, for whatever reason, the higher ups in charge finally said, "Okay, fine. The fans have spoke. We want to give them a little bit of rub."
$10 million non-disclosure agreement at the end.
Not that we know of yet.
No, chicken. The wrestlers just get title runs. They don't get NDAs. It's not a.
There's that. This is.
I remember.
One of those...
I'm not going to say who, but Tony's making a joke about like, God, how long has this lady been working in the women's division? And I go, probably at least, and maybe 1, maybe 2 NDAs worth. So
18 months.
So, Tony, do you want to go or should I?
Go ahead, Phil.
Okay. Now, you guys have heard of like a
Wait, who did Chicken pick?
Yeah, he's going.
I reserved my.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Sorry. Go ahead.
You know how there's the new 52 in DC Comics, so there's 52 different universes, and in Marvel there's thousands of multiverses. I'm trying to imagine which one in the millions of possibilities in the multiverse in which, in reality, in real life, Liv Morgan could ever fucking whip Shayna Baszler or even fucking make her fucking flinch when she said boo. Because, this is one of those moments, like, I'm going to watch this match and be like, oh, Shayna, you've got wrestling coaches and Muay Thai teachers and fucking senseis out there. And you're like, oh my God. And like, it's going to be one of the most, like, as a guy that's got some experience in MMA, this is going to be one of the most painful experiences in sports entertainment to actually watch. Because in the end, Liv Morgan is going to fucking flat back clean fucking beat Shayna Baszler. That hurts.
Phil, it's unfortunate. You're not wrong because I've also got Liv Morgan, and I'll tell you why, because they're gonna run with
damn it, I was hoping one of you guys would pick Shayna.
No, fuck no. I'm not picking.
Reality picked Shayna, but unfortunately
even when they pushed Shayna to be badass, they still somehow dropped the fucking ball. And they're going to run with this fucking Liv Morgan title reign until the fans turn on it so fucking hard that they have no choice but to change the title, and then they still won't. And that way it'll actually mean something when somebody pulls it off.
Like, Tony, if this
become a quasi-heel to the point where she just stumble fucks her way into winning title matches. It'll be beautiful.
God damn it. Like, Tony, you realize, like, if this match goes the way it goes from, like, the rest of our lives, if we go to live events, like, even 8 years from now, Shayna Baszler's coming to the ring, you lost to Liv Morgan.
So did Ronda Rousey twice.
Oh, God damn it.
All right.
So, Chicken, you got Liv?
Yeah, I got Liv, too.
All right.
I was hoping.
I was hoping you were going to pick Shayna.
Well.
And thank you, Tantui. Phil Kiwi's analysis is unquestionable. Thank you.
All right, folks. It's time for the main
event.
Tribal Chief retains.
Can I
just
go
calling
first?
it Tribal Chief retains.
Oh, damn
okay.
it, Chicken.
Thanks, Chicken.
Cut me off at the pass. Tribal Chief retains. Tony has been saying some crazy shit. And this is, Tony, this is the bet I'm going to make with you. I'm going to make a bet with you on this match.
Hold on.
But first, I want to know which way you're going to go here on this. Are you actually taking Drew or are you taking Roman?
Can we, before bets are placed, can I throw out a stipulation in this?
Just hear me out first.
I'm listening to both of you before I even make my pick.
I have a feeling there's going to be a little fuckery, a little chicanery in the announcement of this match.
Oh, you think it's going to be for one of the titles? If
they call out, this will only be for one or the other, Drew will win. If it's for both, then your tribal chief will retain.
Yeah, but you got to pick one. Who's, regardless of chicanery, fuckery, or circumstance, who's walking away.
Well, that's what I was saying. That's the stipulation because it's
no,
two
you got to
different
pick
matches.
one. You can't
It's
like
two different
no.
matches.
We know
No,
what's
it's two
going
different
on here. You
matches.
got to pick one.
Chicken before we even got a word out said Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, is winning.
And the way it sits today, right now, in this moment, before the matches start, yeah, Roman Reigns is going to win if it's for 2 belts. But if
so
it's
he's trying to
one,
backdoor his way into retaining.
Yeah, but
if
no,
it's-
I'm sorry.
well,
like
no, we
know
all
what
know.
the match
We all
is.
know. We all know that if this turns into a fucking like last minute decision to change, this is so goddamn obvious. If they try to change it,
Is it though? Is it that obvious, or is it just them
if they
trying
change
to
for
lull,
one belt,
or
Chicken.
is it them trying to lull?
if they try to split,
sleep,
they're
thinking
obviously
they're
going to split the belts.
belts back up.
Well,
They're
no, like so.
obviously
All right, so
eventually
you
There's
need
an
to
argument
account
to
for
be
that.
made.
Hang on, guys. Hang on. Chicken, you need to account for that now in your prediction because you
I
have
just
to
did.
predict one person or another. You can only have one. Are you taking Roman? Or are you taking Drew? Do or die.
The way it sits today, I take Roman.
Okay, but if they change it right at the beginning of the match, you still got Roman.
Like when's our cutoff gonna be? Because after we watch SmackDown, because SmackDown
Making their way to the ring.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
That's the cutoff. When we get making their way to the ring, Roman and Drew. Once we get there, that's the cutoff. Sorry.
Okay. Right now, I got Roman.
All right, Tony, do you have any objection to that standard?
I don't even know what the standard is. Jesus.
Well, no, Chicken's trying his best to have his cake and eat it too.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I do think we should just make it pick one guy now and stick with it. I really think that should be the standard.
I have not even made a pick yet, and Phil,
because I'm going to
making stipulations. Phil's got extra bets, and I'm just sitting here like, hey, what's up, guys?
Well, because I think now, Chicken, you're trying to hedge your bets here, but I think you're picking Roman. You're sticking with Roman.
You're the one that said up until. So
all right, well, but again, I know what you're going to try and do here. You're going to try and change it 3 times during the event. So I know you slippery bastard. I know you. But no, this is how
dude, you're going to be 2 matches down before we even get to this anyway.
This is how confident I am here. Because my bet with you is this, Tony. My bet with you is this. If Drew McIntyre, by some miracle of God, walks away with a 1-2-3 over the tribal fucking chief, Roman fucking Reigns, this is the stakes, T. If Drew McIntyre actually wins the fucking belt, I will, the next week on Big Buckin' Empire, take a shot of fucking almond milk. Okay?
Oh my God, I love it.
But if Roman wins, you have to take a shot of beautiful, delicious vitamin D milk. Robert's bitch.
I'll do you one better than that, Phil.
Half and half.
I'll do you one better than that. Not even saying who I'm picking yet. If Roman wins in this bet that you're trying to place with me, I'll try to do a half a gallon of skim milk in a half an hour.
Why?
I like I was trying to keep the fat. I'm like, no, you need the vitamin D. You need the fucking calcium in your bones. God damn it.
No, I'm just saying,
one thing in this
a shot of half and half, and I'm not joking.
A shot of half and half. A fucking half a gallon of skim would be harder, but fine. Yeah, I'll do a shot of half and half.
Okay, Tony has to do a shot of half and half on Clash on next week on Big Buckin', or if Roman manages to lose and fucking Drew McIntyre somehow wins, fucking he 1-2-3 gets the W, I will take a shot of fucking almond milk live on Big Buckin' Empire next week.
But flat out, Phil, your pick regardless of
Roman. Regardless of any and all.
I just want to write that down.
In all of the multiverse, Roman fucking wins.
Because before we even uttered a word, Chicken had said the tribal chief.
Yes.
And then he backpedaled a little bit. So I just
I was just saying, I know there's a lot of shit going on in the background to where Roman's going part-time. There's a lot of talk of how they're going to take the belt off him. I don't think it's going to happen at Clash of the Castle. I don't. But
You're
you
just trying
don't
to-
know
So
what
pick Roman.
You had your bets there.
if
So pick Roman.
I did. But if they come out with some different match, right now the match is for both belts. If they change that match, we need to rediscuss how we think that's going to end up.
Weird,
But
because
say,
I'm
if
looking
they
at
change that,
I'm looking at the
Tony,
picks.
if they change that stipulation like tomorrow night on SmackDown, that's fair. We can rediscuss that.
That's all.
But
I'm saying.
if they do it on the pay-per-view, now you're trying to play a little slick.
Yeah, no.
So
I
here's
agree.
what I'm
I
looking
agree.
at.
On
No,
the
no.
pay-per-view might be a little too late. I
Let me-
agree. If
Okay.
SmackDown,
All right,
if SmackDown,
reached
Hi. I'm still here.
okay.
I'm looking at the
Tony,
picks.
Phil, real quick, Tony, Phil. If they announce on SmackDown, if they're gonna do belt for belt, 2 pinfall, that would change the game for all of us, right? Because then both of them can win.
No, Phil picked Roman Reigns regardless.
Yeah, I'm still just going like if they do it belt for belt, that means Roman Reigns is going to spear him, cover him 1, 2, 3.
No.
Just
If they
hold
do-
the pin
if they do
1,
a
2, 3,
pinfall.
and that'll be the match.
If they do 2 pinfall
Yep, Roman.
for both,
Roman.
okay.
The answer is always Roman. For the time being in WWE, Roman is love, Roman is
Until
light.
WrestleMania next year, until Cody Rhodes comes along.
So I'm looking
Or
at
The
the
Rock.
picks. Anywho, I'm talking. The picks right now so far sit as Judgment Day and Mysterio's Judgment Day across the board. Gunther, Sheamus, Gunther across the board. Rollins, Riddle, Tony Chicken Rollins, Phil Riddle. Bailey Buddies versus conglomeration of other women. Tony and Chicken Bailey Buddies, Phil not. Liv Shayna, Live across the board. Tony and Chicken have zero discrepancy. So what I'm hearing is regardless of how this match plays out, Chicken wins, regardless of my pick.
So you should probably pick
Drew.
something else.
Well, but it doesn't matter because you're saying if the match changes at all, you're going to pick Drew. So then I would have to pick Roman
I
conversely
didn't say I
to
would
win the
pick
belt.
Drew. It just depends on what.
But you
change.
didn't commit to anything either. So I guess I'm just
Okay, I'll do the Phil thing. Roman.
I'm just saying.
I'll
right,
argue with
I
you
need to know in
Tony,
advance.
just take it. No, Tony,
I'll-
just take it. That's good
I'm
enough.
argue
fair.
with
Just going
you
Roman
guys
through and through.
on the messenger as much as I need to, but right now it is Roman, the tribal chief, retaining.
Tony, just write it down, okay? You got what you
No,
want. He's
I
taking
am
Roman
more.
through
No,
and through.
I'm more than fair.
Take Drew, bitch.
And I will
Take
be
Drew.
more than fair. I will be more than fair. All I'm saying is that if circumstances do change and we have to amend the picks for this main event, then there needs to be a tiebreaker point between Champ and yours truly.
I'll agree.
Oh,
I'll
yes.
agree to that.
I think we
Thank
should
you.
wait to
Because
see
I
what the
am
stipulations are.
110% even right now before those amendments pick. Roman fucking Reigns is losing at Clash of the Castle. Roman Reigns is losing one or both. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
But we will discuss if amendments change because I've been saying
So,
this for months, folks.
Folks,
Here it is.
stay tuned here because we might
Here it
have
is.
to have another show this weekend.
This is
before
simple.
Clash at the Castle to
It's-
fucking get
Argue
this
this
shit lined
out.
up.
I don't feel great about this pick, but I'm pretty goddamn deep at this point,
I wouldn't
folks.
feel
and
great
you know
about it
me,
either.
you know me. I stick to my guns. I stuck with it with the Cody prediction pick, and that bit me in the ass this year, but I'm going to stick with it on this one. Look, Drew McIntyre, Phil and I saw this shit live and in person. He won the 2020 Royal Rumble, and he went on to WrestleMania to beat Brock Lesnar for the fucking belt in front of nobody. A crowd of silence, and it was a goddamn disaster. And he has been somehow, he has stayed almost relevant, fighting the likes of Sheamus and nobody else.
Without decapitating anybody.
without decapitating anybody, and he still somehow managed to remain popular with the crowd. And this is his chance to get back into that upper echelon. Roman is going to part-time. USA Network and Fox are both like, God damn it, if we're doing this brand split thing, let's do the brand split thing. Give one of us a belt and give the other one the other fucking belt. This bullshit unified title shit is gotta fucking end. So is this how we get to a Roman Reigns dethroning and an eventual Cody Rhodes World Championship victory? Does Drew win the Universal? And then eventually, it doesn't matter. Is this Drew winning the Universal? And is this how Roman eventually drops the world to Cody? Like, there's so many ins and outs here.
Shane Loki with an interesting one. I think the Fiend is going to return and cost Roman the belts. That's my prediction. Now, at this point, it could be the Fiend or Braun Strowman.
Yeah, Strowman sounds like he's.
It won't be Strowman. It won't be Strowman. The Fiend is how the title reign.
Either of them, it's a fucking waste of WWE. Triple H totally fails if you don't.
We're not going to see the Fiend. We're not going to see the Fiend at this show.
Probably not on this pay-per-view, but
I think we'll see him
in the coming weeks. I think we'll see one or both.
I think we will see the Fiend, and he will get involved with Roman Reigns because the Fiend was the jumping off point of the official now 2-year title reign of Roman Reigns. So it would only be fitting to have the Fiend come back now that he's very close to inking that deal, and have him upset or cost Roman the belt. So I think that's fitting, but I don't think it's going to happen here at Clash of the Castle. What I'm saying is Drew McIntyre got robbed of that WrestleMania moment.
Entrance at the castle.
Yeah, Drew McIntyre got robbed of that WrestleMania moment after winning the Royal Rumble, and he has had to tread water. Shut the fuck up. I was about to say,
Tony, it is about time to
finish my fucking point.
We talk about
you
this
little
every
goddamn bitch, and I don't care. I'm going to ride this shit out because this stupid pay-per-view is in 36 hours. Let me finish my goddamn point. I humored you. Now fucking humor me. Shut up.
All right, go.
Drew McIntyre is going to get his WrestleMania moment, whether it be for both or one belt. Regardless, he's going to fucking win. This is how you keep him important. This is how you keep him relevant. This is in front of the United Kingdom crowd. And like I said, this is a crowd that will go fever fucking pitch for this goddamn shut up, Phil title change that nobody
totally
from yours truly, Tony fucking G, will see coming, who's been calling it for months. Babe Ruth over here calling his shot, and you're all gonna fucking hate it when I'm right. You can all lick my goddamn fucking ring when I am.
Now, I do got to say what's most appropriate about this is that our championship belt is going to come down to the main event. Like, it's probably going to be the main event that actually decides this one, which is what I like about
for me and Tony. Yeah, not for you. But.
Well, it'll already be decided for me well before the main event. I'll know basically by the end of the match.
You'll know 2 matches in if you're going to win or not.
But, yeah. Now, like, I just do want to say something, and this is another reason why I think Roman's going to win. Why? Because fucking Drew McIntyre is such a klutzy fucking no good that this motherfucker's carried a sword with him for a year and he hasn't managed to even touch anybody with it in a year, despite trying again and again and again. Like, what kind of a klutzy ass pussy is this guy? Jesus,
it's the worst weapon ever. He's never killed anybody with
it. It's like he's got a murder weapon of war never used. Like, it's like, so it's
like having a gun and never loading it.
It's kind of like my prediction how I knew Randy Orton was going to lose a match because, well, I mean, his punt kick and RKO wasn't what it used to be. I mean, Shawn Michaels just popped right up after it. So, I mean, how are we going to? So that's something that I think is a little odd with. Oh, here we go. Chris Akane says Triple H will bury Cody as a receipt for Cody doing that throne break and aid. Cody will return at Rumble. No. If anything, he might actually win the fucking Rumble.
No, that's my big prediction. Cody's probably going to win the Royal Rumble. Here's the thing: Triple H got his revenge. What belt
though? Because Roman's going to have them both.
We're jumping the shark. Here's the thing, Chris. No, Triple H don't give a fuck about that. Here's the thing: Triple H got his revenge from the whole throne break entrance about a month later when he did. Look it up on YouTube. It's beautiful. After Cody did the throne break entrance, Triple H responded with him sitting in a throne, fully intact, just grinning ear to ear. And that was it. It wasn't to plug anything. It wasn't for NXT or Raw or SmackDown. It was just Triple H sitting in a throne, grinning. If I could find it, I'd play it if we wouldn't get in trouble for it. It was beautiful. And it was just, that was the response. Like, cute, Cody. That was adorable. Guess what? I'm still here. And now Cody works for him. So no, there's no hard feelings there because guess what? Triple H never fucking fell underneath Cody Rhodes' thumb. Now Cody Rhodes works for Triple H. So Triple H has nothing to prove. Yeah. Triple H isn't stupid and Cody Rhodes is good for business. There's not going to be a punishment here.
Yep, exactly. It's money. Money coming in. Triple H ain't that dumb.
Shit. He couldn't care.
Triple H ain't going to hold a grudge on that.
Nope. Fuck no. It's interesting to think about. That's it. He's going to push Cody to the fucking moon.
I mean, like, he's on the sort, Phil Cayway and Cody Rhodes, tag team of the year, clearly. I mean, yes.
God.
Yes. I mean,
put me in your corner. You'll
like,
win.
I'll carry Cody. You know, he reminds me of a younger version
Tony
of myself.
And I'll take him on.
Maybe if he's there we go. Maybe if he sends some tapes, we can get. No, I'm kidding. But so.
All right,
gentlemen,
let's wrap
we
this
have some
up.
discrepancies here. Tony, it comes down to the main event for you.
It does. Let's see what happens on SmackDown. And if we need to make any adjustments, we can do an emergency live stream if it comes to that.
And if you and I, Tony, tie
here for those updates, by the way, folks.
Yeah.
You'd better really hope Tyson Fury throws a punch if you and I tie, T.
And that's fine. And regardless,
Fury punch.
Regardless of a title change or not, now Phil and I have a bet on the side. Phil will take an almond milk shot if Drew wins. I will take a shot of half and half if Roman wins. And you know what? I might even do you one better on that shot, Phil. But we'll discuss that when it comes.
Oh, all righty. Because, that's how confident I am.
I'm pretty confident myself.
Like, I'm so confident that Drew is going to lose here that I even put up for the stakes me taking a shot of the sacrilegious concoction that is for some reason erroneously called almond milk, and so I will do that on now you're gonna have to tune into Big Bucket Empire next week to actually see it, but you know,
Thursday
folks,
nights, 8:30.
Yes, Thursday nights.
Correct.
It will go down. Either me or Tony are taking down the dairy product or dairy replacement wannabe of our ire. And it's going to go down, folks, because there's nothing better than hate watching. Come on now. You know it. You know it's true. It's great. So we got another comment here. The only reason I think Fiend is going to return and cost Roman is because it's biggest there in 30 years. I think Triple H is going to want to do the pay-per-view to go off with the big. Well, yes, I do think he's going to want
to tease it. I don't think you actually even have to see him physically, though. You can tease it with the Titantron. You can fuck with the lighting. He doesn't even have to be in the country.
Tony, do you want a pre-recorded video of the Fiend to play?
There you go.
No, like literally, they just need the
COVID shit we just went through. You were promoting that.
They could literally just have the Fiend stand on some like buttressing or fortressing of the castle and just like look down over the it could be like. Now we'll see what happens.
We can tease it without him even being in the country.
They'd have to.
Hell, he doesn't even have to be signed. He doesn't even have to be signed yet, and they can do it.
I was about to say they could just dress up fucking Finn Balor and say, "Go out and do it." Like,
now, don't get me wrong. Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt are probably 99% about to fucking return. I don't think we're going to see either one of them on this show. I don't even know if we'll see the Fiend teased on this show.
Mainly because it's overseas. If it was in the U.S., I think we might see him. But I agree with you, T.
I think giving the people a world title change is enough.
It's a lot of money to fly them overseas to give them.
Yeah, they're going to have to wait for WrestleMania for that.
Yeah, it's
now my bigger question.
Title,
One question I got for you guys is if you're Adam Cole or Keith Lee or a couple other guys, how much fucking buyer's remorse are you having right now for signing a contract? Damn it.
Oh, just none.
My
Look,
main
I'm
advocate
loving my
just took
life.
over.
I'm living my life with my Adderall-ridden boss. Loving being booked on, Dark Elevation on YouTube. Like, is there anything better? Nothing better. Not a USA Network fucking Tuesday night program to headline or
Meanwhile,
spearhead
Cody's
or a
calling
main
back,
roster
hey
call
guys,
up.
guess
Yeah.
what? They're putting me in the Mania main event.
But there's plenty of trashing on AEW and Tony Khan to be found very, very soon. And that's coming this weekend on the AEW prediction and preview show. But first and foremost,
And rightfully so.
Rightfully so, exactly. You've got to come back on Saturday afternoonish for the WWE Clash at the Castle results and review. See who out of the three of us claims the
after
belt.
I win this, I'll put it back on the line again.
Okay, so Chicken, the fighting champion, to your credit, sir. To your credit, sir. It's late. You are going to be going through labors this Labor Day, a Herculean labors.
It's going to be a fun weekend of kicking your guys' asses on predictions. It's going to start with Clash of the Castle. Gonna win this one. I feel really good about this. And then AEW right away. So stay tuned here, folks, because we got AEW predictions coming up this weekend too.
We got a lot.
Chris Kane says he thinks that in the end, Theory cashes in and wins like that. I'll be honest.
Not a clash.
If Theory were to actually cash that in and win, I would shit a chicken. Metaphor.
That is the interesting thing that we did.
They need to take the briefcase off of Theory. One, I think it was a mistake to give it to Theory. There's so many other good options.
No, it's just Theory was the victim of unfortunate timing. He was Vince's boy and he had this whole trajectory. And then how was he to know that $16 million of NDA money?
Change a lot of decisions.
I will say that the one thing we didn't mention was Karrion Kross, and Karrion Kross
Kross is gonna be a big name soon.
They did figure him into the Roman Reigns deal, and I think he will be figured into whichever belt that Roman leaves with, not the other one.
Okay.
Well, the problem is Roman's leaving with both.
Says Phil.
I'm gonna be honest.
Know Phil's track record.
If they make it a 3 out of 5 falls match,
good Jesus, that's not even a thing.
Roman's going to just pin Drew 5 times.
Here's the deal. Here's the deal, fellas. Before we wrap this up, I am going to have my fucking phone ready and able to go live at any moment if we hear any news on the final goddamn
All right.
I'm ready to rock and roll Friday, Saturday. We'll do a 10-minute goddamn prediction just on the goddamn final match of the pay-per-view to get this shit straight.
I'll be ready.
But right now, I have Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, retaining both belts.
Because here's the thing. They could come the SmackDown could be like, okay, Roman, it's a 2 falls match. You have to win both falls. And we're also going to handcuff you behind your back, and we're also going to tie your legs together.
Well, if they make it that ridiculous,
and we're going to squeeze a lemon in your eye, and then we're going to put you in the ring there with Drew McIntyre. I'm still saying Roman gets both falls. He might even tap him out one time.
What I'm hearing is Chicken saying,
and then Theory's going to cash in, and Roman's going to spear him, even with the handcuffs.
If Roman Reigns wears any other color than black, he's going to lose. Otherwise, he's going to win.
What I am saying is that if there's any change to the main event on the next pay-per-view, regardless of what we think the picks should be and who should win, we owe it to anybody watching to go live and reevaluate this fucking match. Okay, it's for the fans. It's not about us. It's not about this belt. I'm the people's champion. It's about the people. God damn it.
Okay, we will go live if changes are made.
I'm sorry. It's just I don't care how they try to stack this. Roman's walking away with the W. Like I'm having flashbacks now. Tony, did you remember the matches between Rock and Triple H? Rock had a cast on his arm. And by regulation, he had to take the cast off for the match. And I was like, it's like, oh no, poor Rocky. How is he going to get that dastardly Triple H is going to attack that arm immediately? And I was like, damn it, I got worked so hard. And I feel like the same thing is happening to us in this match here because like we're all like, oh, it's going to go like, and I'm sorry,
great, isn't
Tony,
it?
at the end of this night, you will have to acknowledge your tribal chiefs of Roman Reigns and Phil KOE.
Good
folks at home, if you think we're getting worked because of the hype around this match, it's a good thing.
Yes.
That means the storylines are getting better.
Yes.
And you know what? Even if I come up just short at Clash of the Castle, it's fine because I got AEW all out to, capture the belt back anyway. So it doesn't matter. Regardless, after this weekend, after Labor Day,
with
Tony
the 10
fucking
matches
G.
and potential final match. We'll talk about
we will see, folks. This is going to be one laborious weekend for Labor Day weekend. God damn it, that's fucking good. So, folks,
all right,
as I'm known to say around here, all that being said, thank you for joining us here at the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast for our previews and predictions of Clash at the Castle, folks. I am your King of Extreme, Phil KOE, the man of the hour, the man with the power, the man that makes the other podcast cower. You can find me at KOE Nation on YouTube, KOE Nation on TikTok, KOE Nation on Twitch, folks. That's K as in King, O as in oh my God. You can find KOE Nation on YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch. E is extremely happy to know you can find KOE Nation on YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch. Now, folks, to find out what's going to be the ultimate conclusion of our almond milk whole milk bet, you'd better head on over to Big Buckin' Empire on YouTube and Facebook. Yes, it's all like go to the link tree /Big Buckin' for all the links. You can find KOE Nation there. You can find Big Buckin' Empire there. You can find Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast there. You can also find this guy, Tony G, at Tony the Rod 2.0 on TikTok, folks. This is the place to be this Saturday, this Sunday, this Labor Day weekend of wrestling, folks, here at the Revolution. Yes, you got milk. That means you got Roman. And this Thursday, Tony's gonna got milk too. So, folks, raise a glass to yourselves. I hope every last one of you makes it back here to the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast. Happy, healthy, much the wiser. God bless. Travel well. Tony Chicken, take it away.
I am your Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast champion, reigning, defending, undisputed, as much as these fair weather little fans over here that you see on the top of your screen would once in a while they're like, oh, Chicken, you're so great, you do such a great job picking. Then the next week they're like, you son of a bitch, I can't believe you got the belt. No, I fucking hate you.
Piece of shit.
Yeah.
Well, it's your cousin Sticky that works in creative.
Well, cousin Sticky or not, I have won consistently for 3 years now and gave you guys a huge run for basically 3 years. Basically 3 years I've kind of owned this goddamn thing.
No.
Since I've been involved in Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast, go back. Since I've been involved, I've had this probably about 70 to 80% of the time. So just keep that in mind, folks, as we head into this weekend for a double header, a big weekend. I could lose this. I have two chances.
I mean, folks, you're going to have to go back and watch all of our podcasts studiously, which if you haven't done already, what are you doing? So, but Chicken,
hold on.
You're going down.
The People's Champ is speaking right now, Phil. Okay.
I just did.
Show your respect. Anyway, look forward to this weekend, folks. Look forward to any changes that might happen, and look forward to AEW predictions coming soon, folks. Stay here, like, share, subscribe. Look forward to keeping, defending, and pissing these guys off for the entire weekend. Appreciate you. Love you.
Tony.
Take it away, Tony.
I can't wait to see you guys. We will be here back live probably not for Clash of the Castle, but probably when Chicken tries to walk back his prediction. But we'll see you then, and then we'll see you for the review. So can't wait. Love you guys.
And see if it just smooths itself out.
Back, tell you what I'll do. If I ever get back, I promise to refabricate you. Raging rivers of gold. That's what the bro